As you saw earlier, Patrick, Dangerfield is now officially a Cat. Tom Wren joins me to discuss what this means for the Adelaide Crows.
All right, Treaders, let's get straight into it. Picks 9 and 28 for the Crows, as well as that young South Aussie, Dean Gore. Is it a good deal, though? I've got to ask.
Well, I think the first thing is you put Dean Gore to one side, because I reckon that's a little bit of a sweetener at the end. If you look at other deals that were done, Chris Judd went home a few years ago from West Coast. They got pick 3, which was Maston. Kennedy, who was a young forward and a first-round draft pick with a couple of years' experience in him, and also pick 20, which didn't work out. So it's behind that. But fans from Adelaide will be saying, hey, if he entered free agency, which he didn't, so let's face this, is a genuine trade. It probably looks a little unders, but you'll judge this one in 3 to 5 years' time, because as we know with the West Coast one, with Kennedy and the like, when he came back to Carlton, everyone thought Judd was a ripping deal for Carlton. It works out West Coast get the better one. So really the pressure now is on Adelaide's recruiting department and list management department to get something for those 2 picks, the first-round pick and the second-round pick. If they do, Adelaide could get a couple of little gems.
Yeah, they could be the winners in the long run. Well, the sweetener, as you say, is Dean Gore. We'll talk about him. 186 centimetres, 83 kilos. So he's that nice size, medium-sized midfielder inside. Treaders, he finished 3rd in the VFL Best and Fairest, and that's despite only playing 10 games. The Cats clearly rate him because they re-signed him until the end of 2017, so they saw something in him to make him put pen to paper. And
absolutely, the reason why he was thrown in as part of this deal is Adelaide's been watching him, but also too, they wanted 2 first-round draft picks. The Cats aren't going to let that go, because they want to use next first-round draft pick for Henderson to get him from Carlton still in this trade. So I think this was the one that tipped the ledger in Adelaide's way. You know, we gave up pick 50, Adelaide did, 57, which Gore was recruited at last year. He's had a year's in the experience, as you mentioned, and I think really he could be the bonus in this one. The real deal was 28-9, but he's the bonus, and Adelaide get a player who was on the verge of playing senior football this year.
Yeah, let's hope he makes his debut next year and ends up playing 150-odd games. Treaders, it was the day that we expected this deal to get done around lunchtime, and that's exactly how things played out.
Day 1 and the deal is done.
Obviously, it's been a whirlwind couple of months, but certainly now that it's been done, it's a fair amount of relief.
Dangerfield and the Crows' 3rd-round pick off to Geelong in exchange for the Cats' 1st and 2nd-round picks, along with promising young midfielder Dean Gore.
I sit here now very, very happy Geelong player.
Originally from Sturt, Gore was drafted by Geelong last year with pick 55, and while he didn't play a senior game, he finished 3rd in the Cats' VFL Best and Fairest.
He's an exciting, tough, athletic running halfback, wing, midfield. He fits into Pikey's versatility and adaptability.
But the Crows could yet repackage their newly acquired picks on another player or a higher selection.
That's certainly an option for us to now to consider. We don't have to chase it right at the end.
It's something St Kilda is open to discuss, potentially trading the Crows their pick 5.
There are a few different scenarios that we're investigating at the moment.
And the day got even better for Geelong after West Coast decided not to match the Cats' free agency offer for Scott Selwood. Geelong's attention now turning to Lockie Henderson and Suns ruckman Zach Smith.
It's day 1 of the trade period. It's a pretty good result. Day 1, if it gets better from here, I'll be a happy coach.
Meantime, Port and Gold Coast remain at odds over the Charlie Dixon trade, with the Power offering their 1st-round pick.
Obviously, we'd like more, and we'll continue to talk to Port over the next few days and hopefully get close to that end point.
The Suns want Port's pick 10 and an established player. West Coast is set to replace Selwood with Brisbane's Jack Redden, sending the Lions their pick 17. Essendon forward Jake Melksham is now at Melbourne in a swap for pick 25, while Brisbane ruckman Matthew Leuenberger has nominated Essendon as his club of choice. Jack Burketta, 9 News.